Leaks for Geeks. And it's time for the Leaks for Geeks, the news for the dudes. Well, next, guys, we got some big news. This is like the big steak in the room that you just want to eat. Or at least it is for me. I don't know. Ryan, I don't even know if you've seen anything on this yet, but it's pretty exciting. We've talked in the past about Steam and how Steam has their own hardware out there. I believe, Ryan, you said it's called the Steam Box, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what they call it. Steam Machine is the general term.
Yeah. Yeah. So last week, I believe this was probably Friday, Steam kind of surprised everybody with a big announcement. They announced the new Stream Deck. Now, this is Valve's latest stab at the hardware after the shelved Steam machines, as we talked about. It's basically a handheld gaming PC with your Steam library built right into it. Now, this is not cloud gaming. This is actually hardware. It's like kind of like a Nintendo Switch, but it's PC. The Steam Deck.
It sounds like what they're doing is just like Nintendo Switch was kind of ever since Game Boy, the really first big handheld thing. Right.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe the PSP. I guess the PSP was actually pretty popular too. And then it sounds like they're stepping into that same realm saying, hey, this is not for specifically like Game Boy games. This is so you can play your PC games everywhere with you and not remotely the way we're starting to see now, but really in the hardware, you're going to be playing and having that game in your hand.
Yep. It'll be just like loading up the Steam app on your computer. Supposedly that's the deal. Now it says here that the Steam Deck will stock. They will stock it beginning. They're going to stock it and ship it out in December 2021. They have 3 different price points that you're going to pay for. The most basic one is $399. And that's just your Steam Deck. That's baseline model, comes with 64 gigabyte of eMMC storage and a carrying case. So like basically that means you're going to be playing 1 game probably on that, maybe 2, depending on how big.
That's pretty small.
I mean, maybe 3 small games if you're lucky.
It does have expandable storage though, doesn't it?
Yes, you can do expandable storage. The next price point is going to be $529. This is going to be an upgraded model with 256 gigabytes of faster NVMe SSD storage and the same carrying case and an exclusive Steam profile bundle. I don't know if that means like games or what. They're also going to do a $649, which this is going to be your highest price top tier model. This is going to be 512 gigabytes of high-speed NVMe SSD storage, a special anti-glare glass, which is huge. That's a big deal. An exclusive virtual keyboard theme, and a custom carrying case, and the aforementioned Steam profile bundle.
Okay.
Let's see here. Trying to think here. Yeah, so the pre-order page, they say the order availability is currently slated for summer 2022, quarter 2 or later. So meaning it's going to be unlikely if you're just going to get it right in December. That just means they're shipping out in December. Let's see here. So when we're talking about the actual hardware of the computer, it's CPU is a Zen 2 4C /8T. A 2.4 to 3.5 gigahertz, which says up to 448 gigaflops, FP32. Your GPU is an 8 RDNA 2 CUS. I don't know what that means. Anyway, it says up to 1.6 teraflops. The RAM, it's got 16 gigabytes of LP DDR5 onboard RAM, and like we covered earlier, just a 64 gig hard drive. Screen size is 11.7 inch by 4.6 by 1.9. So that's the 1.9
Okay.
is the thickness. It's going to weigh about 1.47 pounds, so could be a little hefty. And so you're going to be getting a 7-inch 1280 by 800 screen size there. They do have the audio stereo jack. And then the battery life of this thing is 2 to 8 hours. So they say a lighter game, you're going to get more out of it, but like a heavy game, like a Resident Evil 8, I would suspect probably going to be around your 2-hour mark because it's requiring more out of the computer itself. And then the video output docked up to 4K, 120 hertz, 8K, 60 hertz. Game performance. Says game performance at these often resolutions remains to be seen.
Hold on.
Yep.
Read that last line to me there again.
Game performance.
Yeah, the display performance.
The video output. This is when it's docked. It says up to 4K, 120 hertz / 8K, 60 hertz. So
Really?
basically, if you bump up to 8K, you'll get 60. But like I said, they haven't like shown us that, right? That's just what.
Well,
they're
nobody's
saying.
playing 8K for the next 3 years, anyways. I mean, at least 2 years, really. People are just now mainstreaming 4K. That's just now happening. So 4K 120 is actually pretty strong. But the thing that concerned me out of what you were just saying is the what do you say, 12 something by 800? That's almost 720p. That's slightly above 720p.
Yeah.
The display itself.
Yeah, that's going to be on the little system
on the screen itself. That to me is a little weak. And I know what they're probably doing is comparing it to the PSV and the Switch, which that is a better display than either one of those have.
Right,
I think.
right.
But that's not their market. They're marketing towards PC gamers.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I mean we've got phones that do 2K.
Do you think? I'm thinking maybe they went this route to keep the price down. Maybe.
I think they did, but I mean, like I'm saying, we have phones that do better than that. We're used to seeing really good displays in our hands every day now. You get what I'm saying? So, and I think Nintendo gets away with it because of the kind of games that are being played on it and the graphic level of those games. But if you're talking about playing PC style games and getting it, hopefully it has some other things that are going to make that. Because resolution isn't everything, right?
Right.
There's other things that can be implemented that make the game look good,
And but it may
that
be,
one's got me concerned.
It may be that the HD screen with that style, with computer games, may be too hard to push in the machine. Maybe.
Yeah, it probably is. For
I think it's a cost versus performance. Maybe I don't know. But you're right. Whenever I heard 720p, I was like, oh, why not 1080? Why not just get full HD?
Nowadays.
Right.
Yep.
And that was, to me, the only thing I could figure out is maybe why they didn't. Now, second generation, I guarantee it's probably going to have HD. More than likely, I would say. So anyway, that's what I got. Let's take a look. I got a video here that I'm going to pull up. And it's there's a link in the Discord for you, Ryan. We're going to check it out and see kind of what you guys think of it.
The main thing to understand is just the operating system of this device is just Steam. It's the same Steam experience you have on the desktop. We've done some stuff to make inputs work better for all the different kinds of inputs you'd use with a gamepad. We've really tried to optimize the experience of finding a game and playing a game. That's kind of been like, from the very beginning, that was something that was important to us. But it's your whole Steam library, it's the whole Steam store, it's not a limitation or like a slimmed down version of it. The main thing was, we really started from this idea of like, we know that people are gonna be taking this device different places, they're probably gonna be playing with it in different ways, so they're gonna have like shorter game sessions, wanna really get into the action quickly. And so it was super important for us that you can find a game like immediately, and that's games in your library, but also like games that you might wanna know about, things that are new to the store, that kind of thing. And be able to jump right into the game and play it. Those, I think, really like kind of underpin like the entire SteamOS. Like that's part of the play resume functionality that we have that's pretty impressive. Being able to jump right into a PC game and jump back out again.
We all agreed really early on that we needed that feature and that it was going to be a core part of how people experience the device. As we've seen many other mobile platforms, even how people use their phones. That's what they're used to. They press the button, everything comes back up the way they left it, right? Most of the work was actually kind of more on the lower level OS side in collaboration with AMD. We worked a ton of getting that stable, but it's rock solid now, and we're really happy with where we ended
Feature
up.
came up
It looks
from the
slick.
earliest conversations with AMD, also with Steam developers internally, but we needed to make sure that suspend and resume, just putting a game down and picking it back up, was something that was accommodated by the design of the system at the lowest level, like the power envelope to maintain a session across putting a game down and picking it back up, but also the speed with which that you can one button put the device into that state, and
Oh, I like that.
speed
Motion
with which
controls.
it will resume is pretty impressive, I think, in the end. It was
And
more
it
just making
does have
sure that
touchscreen,
we
guys.
didn't lose sight of
I didn't
the
mention
importance of
that.
feature.
I'm looking at that
So it
thumb
had to be
pad
buttoned
thing
down.
underneath
It's
there
not
is
like
unique.
That was the hardest feature that we
Yeah.
implemented.
Underneath
But we
each
needed to
joystick.
not let it slip by and then end up being a poor experience in the end. So it took some minding and some real development.
And there's a ton of things that we learned from doing big picture, like pretty much everything that you see in terms of how a D-pad interface should work. Like, I think big picture came out in an early time, even before some of the Netflix interface and that kind of thing. TV apps kind of settled on how to do that well. So we took all of that learning, is definitely played out in this device. And I think the other thing that's happened over time is just technology has matured. So with all the work that we did to redo the library a year or so ago for the Steam desktop client.
One of my
we were able to
concerns
use
here
all
is the fact that the
all those
game
components, all the
or
technology behind
the
it,
console, I
make this
guess
new
itself,
experience.
is
By working on both the hardware
not
and
usable
software,
for movie
both
watching.
at the
Like,
same
you
time.
can't pull up your Disney
Really
Plus or
streamlined,
something like that.
yeah,
If
very
it could do that
streamlined
stuff
around
too,
setting up a PC experience and using
because it's
it
only got the
as
Steam as the OS,
we
that's a little bit
expect there to
concerning.
be a lot of simplicity.
Well, they actually said in a separate deal that you can
Exactly
you
the
can
same
download
pieces
Windows
that use
to
the
it.
desktop client.
That way you can
Okay.
play other games that aren't even
I think that
Steam
gives
games
us
and stuff.
a
So
whole new opportunity where we felt like in big picture, there's.
But I don't know how hard that's
going
gonna
to
be. But they did say it's going to be possible, so you can play other games that aren't on Steam and stuff like that.
This is really an extension of the desktop client that everyone's used to, and so that's going to help us make the experience better, faster, and also make sure that all of our customers get the same quality of experience they get in the regular desktop client, no matter what platform they're using. Within Steam on Deck, one of the features that we've been trying to figure out how to bring to the Steam platform for a long time is the home screen that you see in Steam on Deck. And that's the idea of actually bringing together the store and your library into one place, but also your friends and the community and all the great things that you love about Steam. Like, all those things are built into that home screen. So that's one of the features that we think is unique and will provide a lot of value if you're invested in Steam. Like, this is Steam in a nutshell, all in one screen.
There's as much customization as you would want, or as little as you would want. Because lots of people are going to be very happy to just treat this machine as its primary purpose is intended, as a machine on which you can just play games and not think about any of that stuff. But if you want to treat it like a PC that does any number of things, you can do that to the fullest extent that a PC allows you to do.
So that probably means even like editing and things like that, if it can handle it. I don't know how you would do it with a joystick, but anyway, yeah. So that's
interesting.
I like.
We'll definitely be following that as more news comes out.
Yeah, I saw a scene, an article or something where someone had said they it's basically an open source client. Like,
Okay.
So, anyway, yeah, that's kind of the big news there. The one, because no one was really expecting it. Boom, they just dropped it out of nowhere. So
I can dig it. I think it's a player.
I think I'm gonna hold off on the Switch. I think so. Because that's maybe the best fix I could get as far as wanting the game, but being with the kids in the living room. 'Cause I'm all the way in the back, so it's like, how can I pull this off? Oh, Daddy wants to play some Call of Duty with Big Rai, but I can't go back there right now. Oh, I'll just hop on here, and then when they go to bed, switch on over.
Except for Call of Duty's not on Steam, so as long as it'll let you run Battle.net.
Well, yeah, if you can do Windows. I mean, if
Then
what
you should
they're
be able
saying
to.
is true, and I
Right.
can get a Windows client, and you just do the Blizzard launcher, and voila. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it
You got to
runs.
go with the better one. So
Huh?
I don't think that one's worth. I don't think that's worth buying without getting the better one.
No, I'm getting the top. Yeah. This has been a Delirious Dads production. For more information about the show, visit our website at www.deliriousdadsgaming.com. You can also find us on facebook.com/deliriousdadsgaming, twitch.tv, and YouTube. Make sure you like and share our pages to help us grow the channel. You can listen to the podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. Please leave a rating and review if you enjoy the show. Thank you again for listening, and we hope to see you next time.